Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to my gun range. Got a really cool video for y'all today. And today we got something I've been waiting on here. And we got the Kriss Vector, man. So this right here, this is the Generation 3 Kriss Vector submachine gun. Well, it's not a submachine gun, it's a pistol. But you know what I mean. And if you play any video games, you know it falls into that category. But anyway, this is what we got, guys. So we have the Generation 3 Kriss Vector here, and yeah, I'm super psyched to own it, man. You know, and this all started because I called my gun shop actually, like, I want to say it was about 2 months ago. I was riding around with Mom, and I was like, hey, can y'all guys order me a Kriss Vector and everything, man? I really feel like owning one and whatever. And my guy, he goes and he's like, okay, yeah, what do you want? And I was like, yeah, I want a black Kriss Vector, man, you know, and whatever. And he's sitting there, and he's like about to order me one, right? And all of a sudden he's like, hey, wait a minute. Hey, I thought I'd let you know, Wolf, that the Generation 3's coming out soon, man. Do you want to just wait? I'm like, what? You got a Gen 3? He's like, yeah, man. I think you should like go home and watch some videos on it, and let me know if you want that one instead. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, yeah. So I hang up the phone, what do we do? I run around, go back home, and I'm watching video. I'm like, whoa, shit, man, that Kriss Vector Gen 3, man, that thing's badass. Shoot, yeah, I want one of those. And 2 months later, man, here we are. Now, I'm going to say this, though. This thing is still pretty expensive. I had to use Christmas money. I had to sell a firearm, and my overtime check thankfully hit on my vacation right now, and I was able to go down to the gun shop and pick this up. So it took those three things to buy this gun. It was $1,450. Yeah, so definitely not cheap. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's dive down into this gun here. I wish I had a camera crew. I wish I knew how to edit videos and stuff like that and everything. But you know, I'm gonna do the best I can here with what I got and what I'm working with here. Okay, so the Gen 3 Kriss Vector, though, it does come with some cleaning tools, which that's great. It does actually come with a 30-round mag, so that is sick, because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants a 30-round magazine when it comes to this type of firearm here. So that way you're not having to like have those 13-rounders and you're having to modify it and whatever. This comes straight from the factory with a 30-round mag with the orange follower and everything. I really like the feel of it and everything. It feels really nice, really lightweight and everything. Feels like a really handy type, you know, sub gun. I like the M-locks right here. I like this magazine release right here. Now this, I'm sold on this, man, because when you're sitting here shooting this thing and whatever, you know, you have a tendency to accidentally hit that and whatever. And I like how they kind of like hit it away, so you really have to look for it to get it out. The trigger, by the way, is way better. And you know, let me pull my chair up here actually. I don't know how much of the camera actually sees me and whatever. But yeah, no, it's a slick little freaking Call of Duty gun, man. I ain't gonna lie. Modern Warfare 3 right here. Let's go. The charging handle and everything is basically the same, but I can see they kind of like redesigned it, and like it's a different shape. Charging handle, I mean, it's solid as always. They're still using like their old Kriss sights, which I ain't complaining, man. You know what? I mean, these things, they work, man. I ain't gonna lie. What else can I say about it here? You got your 1913 rail all the way across. The grip, from what I understand, this is an AR-15 style grip. You can change it out to whatever. This is big for me. I haven't done it yet. I've left this gun pretty much alone. But this bottom part actually comes out and whatever, and you can have just a grip there, which I'm definitely going to do that. Let's see here. What else do I like about it? I did take it apart already before bringing it down here. Taking it apart, it's easy as always. Now, one thing too is, now this gun is extremely impractical like this. This gun literally serves no purpose like this, so you definitely need a brace or you need to SBR it and put a stock on this thing, because as if this thing is a novelty, this is not useful for anything. If anything, you might hurt your own self. But yeah, so this has the 1913 style rear, you know, so you could put, you know, and it takes like a 1913 stock or a brace on there and whatever. But no, I mean, it's real cool, man. It really is. I like it. I actually owned 2 Kriss Vectors, actually. I owned a Generation 2 Kriss Vector. It was tan. It was chambered in 22 LR. It had the brace on it and whatever, and I didn't have it very long. You know, I want to say I put at least 10,000 rounds of 22 through it, and I ended up selling it for something. I actually did own a Generation 2 Kriss Vector as well in 45 ACP. In fact, let me show, because I'm not no liar or anything. I'm gonna prove it. Let me see here. I found the paperwork this morning. I can't believe I actually found it, but I actually did own a 45 ACP Kriss Vector back in the day. That was, yeah, 2018. I paid $899 for it. Boy, what a price jump, am I right? And, oh, by the way, I just want to show this just for the fun of it. That way people know I'm not lying or anything, but I actually was going to get a Spaz 12 one day. I actually was going to do it. Down at Bracken Guns, I had a Spaz 12 in layaway, and unfortunately I wasn't able to pay it off, but I was actually going to get a Spaz 12. Look at that. That was back in, what year was that? 2017. Yeah, so I almost had a Spaz 12 in my life. Almost, man, so close. And by the way, I found one video of me shooting my old Kriss Vector, that Gen 2 45. But y'all guys really wouldn't want to see it. It's only 15 seconds long, and like the camera's kind of like facing up at me, and I'm just shooting like above it or whatever. And that was literally the only video I could find of it. But anyway, getting back to this though. Now, the one thing I don't like about this gun right here, and this was a real downer, okay? Because the main thing I bought this gun for was suppression. So I have my 45 AR. And it's so loud that bolt just constantly hit against the chamber wall. So I wanted this gun for suppression, and unfortunately I cannot shoot it suppressed. So I got my 45 can here. I took this off. I was like, oh boy, here we go. What's going on here? It's not threading. It's not a 5/8 by 24 thread. I was like, you got to be kidding me. No, we're not going to do any shooting today on camera because I wanted this gun for suppression. That was the main driven purpose behind buying this gun, and I can't even shoot it suppressed. I mean, it was such a downer, man. So I called the company and everything. I'm getting it overnighted pretty much, or they're getting it to me as fast as they can. It's a 5/8 by 24 to 5/8 by 24. Did I get that right? 5/7/8 by 24. Anyway, it's the right adapter though, so I could put the suppressor on it and everything and shoot it suppressed. So I'm not gonna shoot it like this. I want to shoot it suppressed, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. Now, I can say this though. I did fire one round out of this gun, and I might be the only man on earth that might be able to say this. I might be the only one on earth to be able to say this. So, the first round ever fired out of this gun, I'm not talking about from the factory, I mean it's in my possession. The first round, the first bullet to leave this muzzle right here, the first bullet to come out of this weapon right here actually did kill something. And that was the only shot I fired out of this gun, and I didn't fire no more. But the first round, first bullet that left this muzzle right here actually did kill something. So everybody knows that we do live on a farm, and we do have problems with skunks and everything. They have killed our chickens. They have killed our ducks and everything. They have caused problems around here. I do have traps that are set up and everything, and I was coming down here to review this gun for y'all, and I happened to see a skunk was in the trap. So I load up an old, it was a homemade, it was a 185 grain Sierra 45 ACP hollow point. I think I'm using a tight group powder, I believe, and I know it's Winchester primed, but it was an old round I made back in the day. And so yeah, the first bullet to leave this muzzle was actually a headshot on a skunk, so I get to say that. Now, another thing too I want to mention is this bolt right here. This bolt was a pain in the ass to cock back. I'm not gonna lie, man. When I got this thing out of the box, like, I went to charge it and this thing would not move. It would not move at all. And I actually like let go of the gun because I thought I was gonna break something. And it was gonna sound really silly, but this thing was so hard to cock back that I got the manual out here. Make sure the camera's still going, yeah. So I got the manual out, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? Why can I not cock this gun back? And it says to rotate the charging handle 90 degrees and cock it. I know this is gonna sound real silly, I know. But I literally cocked it back and I was like trying to like rotate it. I'm like, is it like locked? Does it have a locking feature or something? No, this thing fresh out of factory had no oil on it. No oil whatsoever. So I mean, I had to bring the gun to my chest like this, and I'm pulling and I'm pulling. Finally it goes back. I lock it in place. And I'm just like, what is going on? I didn't break anything, did I? I'm looking, I'm like, oh good, I didn't break nothing. So I went ahead and I took the pins out and whatever, like a normal Kriss Vector. I pulled the bolt.